Yo, what's good guys, I'm Fire here, back with another video, and today we're going to be hopping into another defense in Madden 25. Today we're going to be running another play out of the nickel 2-4-5 double mug. We are going to be in the Carolina Panthers defensive playbook, which is definitely seems to be the hot choice for defensive playbooks right now. A lot of good plays in here. You have dime 1-4, you have nickel 2-4 double mug, you have 3-3-5 penny, and then you also have 4-3 even 6-1. So just a lot of really good sets here. Now we're going to be running the 2-4 double mug. Again, Panthers playbook. Now, personnel-wise, you're going to want to get some quick, good linebackers. These guys are actually going to be blitzing for this play. And then you're going to want your most athletic DNs right here, or players in general. So we have Myles Garrett here. We have Clowney there. It doesn't show, but they are there. And then you want some good coverage linebackers. And actually, I think it's Darius Smith, not Clowney. I apologize. But then you want some good coverage linebackers on the outside because these guys are going to be in coverage. Your user is going to be one of these top safeties. Your safeties should be good anyway, so that shouldn't be an issue. And the play we're going to run is going to be nickel dog 3 buzz right here in the middle. This play going to be very solid. And let's go ahead and jump straight into it. Now, offensively, we're going to be facing up against, let's just set up a few plays here. We're going to be facing a gun bunch strong offset look. So to start out, the first thing I like to do, and actually we're going to scratch this because I do want to set up one more thing. I do prefer having a baseline. So we are going to actually put baseline on. As far as zone drops go, we will talk about those situationally, but we're going to leave everything at default for now. And so I do have baseline on. The first thing we're going to do is just press the DBs. So we're going to press. Now, personnel-wise, take a look at what we have. We have the 3-rec hook. Kind of immediately, this is going to be the guy you're going to use her. We have seam flat from the D end on the left and the D end on the right. And then we have a slot corner blitzing. So there's a lot we can do. Immediately, the first thing that I like to do is I'm going to pinch my D line and I'm going to slant inside. Now, this is automatically going to put all those guys on blitzes, which is not what we want. So we are going to have to do some quick adjustments. If you guys do not know how to quick adjust, I did post a video on how to quick adjust. So make sure you guys check that out. But immediately what we can do is a few different things. So we could put these guys back into what they were, little curl flats over here. I mean, you can definitely do seam flats as well. If you prefer the seam flat, you could just put them back into what they were. But what we're going to do is I like putting a hard flat over there on the left. And then I like putting, if you're going to do it like this, you could put a curl flat on the right. Now, it's risky business doing this. But honestly, the corner routes do not get super open from bunch against an outside third on the right, especially when it's baseline pressed. And if it is getting open, you could also put B on an outside quarter, and that's going to defend any kind of a stock corner out like Jaden Reed on his route. He should be defended on that. So we could do this, and then what we could do is man up maybe a guy like Romeo Doubs. We could man up Jaden Reed if we want to do that with the slot corner. We're going to man up Romeo Doubs here. You could even man up the tight end. And then really, what we're going to do is just kind of sit here in the gap with Juan Thornhill, and we're going to send the dogs. So if you want to kind of bluff a man coverage look, we could turn off baseline press, and I'll show you what that looks like. But specifically, it really depends against the set. Maybe against trips, baseline press may not be your best option, but we're just going to snap the ball here, look to get some quick pressure. And really, kind of the point of the defense is to get that quicker pressure. Sometimes you'll just get a player that gets straight through the gap. Now, here you see it just creates some good like looping sheds. It really just pushes the O-line back. I mean, you have to have good pocket presence to scoot over to the right, but even then we end up getting a quick shed, and it's relatively quick. I mean, the corner out's not developed. This is defended well. We had Romeo Doubs manned up. Now he gets bumped a little bit by our zones, but that route's not open. We take care of the angle route. So really, overall, the coverage is going to be pretty solid. We have a backside hard flat as well. So I'll show that again. We pressed, we pinch the D-line, we slant inside, and then again, we go hard flat on the left, curl flat on the right, and then you have freedom to man up whoever you want. And again, when you're running this play, you're going to mix it in with the man coverage version of the blitz, which is a play that I did post a video on. It's going to be the mid-blitz 0. If you guys want to add that to your arsenal along with this play, make sure you check out that video that I did post a few days ago. But again, we're just going to snap the ball over here, lurk over, boom. I mean, really, really quick instant pressure. And again, you're only rushing 4 people. We're not really expending any coverage assets because we're rushing 4, which is what you would rush on a normal play. Here, again, just a quick shed. And these players, they're not crazy. This isn't Myles Garrett getting through. This is, I think, Jordan Hicks, who's not even a rushing linebacker. He's a coverage linebacker. So Zadarius Smith splits a double team, kind of glitches through a double team, actually. And just weird stuff happens when you compress the middle with so many people. It's very important that you slant inside. Don't run the splits if you can't pinch and slant inside. But I mean, again, these routes not really developed. The man coverage would be better if he didn't get hit. And there's a lot of congestion going over there. But I mean, where are you really going with the ball? Not much open. And even then, you have to throw it before then. So again, you could pinch the whole defense as well if you want those linebackers a little bit tighter. I don't hate doing that. Again, make sure you do slant inside. Now, the other way that you could run this is to, again, I'm still going to always usually keep the hard flat over there, but what we could do is create a kind of a standard cover 3 look if we wanted to, and just put this guy on a vert hook over here, give ourselves some help. Really, this kind of allows us to focus on defending the left side of the field exclusively, which out of bunch is very important because there could be a backside post with Christian Watson that I have to worry about, and even the drag, I could kind of lurk drag to backside post with Christian Watson. There's a lot that you would have to worry about. So let's say they try and open up the corner out with a little streak here. Who knows what they're running? Maybe an underneath post route. And then they go like something like this with Josh Jacobs. I mean, just kind of a standard setup. The setup wouldn't be great, but this is with no man coverage now. So you would want to mix between the setups, of course. Boom, we're working up the middle. And we don't get pressure on this play really quickly, but there's nothing really open as well. So overall, that's going to be solid. And this setup would prevent something like a hitch getting open. Like let's say you manned up Jaden Reed. If we manned up Jaden Reed and then they were to run something like this where Romeo Doubs was just on a hitch and he wasn't manned up. This is a situation where here again is the setup where that route would be wide open. The hitch route. So you would have to use that. So doing the vert hook over there kind of prevents something like that from getting open. It would also prevent like a wheel route with Josh Jacobs or a streak with Josh Jacobs getting open. But this is actually a perfect example. We didn't even hover over the line of scrimmage, and Jadeveon Clowney, or I keep confusing them. Not Jadeveon Clowney, Zadarius Smith just gets right through there. And this is the ideal way. I mean, no route is developed besides the hitch, really. You would, of course, go over there with your user to take care of that. So, I mean, just the amount of pressure you can get. I've seen pro players run this defense for good reason. Makes it super difficult to stop. Now, if you wanted to go with kind of a man coverage look, let's say they were running a traditional gun bunch look. Pretend Josh Jacobs is in the backfield here, whatever. He's not in the backfield, but you could kind of pretend that he is. We could do like a man coverage thing over here. Again, we man up these two players, and then we still have freedom over here. Now, if I'm doing this, I probably want to, you could keep the cover 3 traditionally, or it may be important to man up one of those players. And I'm probably going to man up either the tight end or one of these routes that you have to worry about. So we man up the tight end over here, boom, lurk over here. Now, whoever number 23 is that Newsome? He got absolutely fried. Or that's Emerson. Emerson got fried by Christian Watson on that post route. Maybe shade over the top if that's going to happen. But just giving you guys a couple of ideas. And again, you're not going to run this play every down, so you don't have to worry about switching crazily. If you wanted to get crazy aggressive, what you could do is maybe even turn it into a cover 3 cloud. Now, if you're doing this, you're actually going to use a different player. But you would use this player here. So if you want to go, actually for the cover 3 cloud, we could do something interesting. Cover 3 cloud, we're going to put A on the vert hook, and we could still use him. So you're going to use Bobby O right here. And you could still send the heat, and then you're just going to lurk over from a different position. Myles Garrett gets through for us. So that's a good way to mix in a different style of defense, which again was the cover 3 cloud. So I'll show that setup once again. B on a cloud flat, A on a vert hook. And again, for the zone drops, you could kind of keep them default. I don't hate keeping them default. If you're getting killed by something specifically, you could set those curl flats higher, whatever you want to do. And again, if you're getting beat by I'll actually show it after this play because we are in the cover 3 cloud for this play, but if you're getting beat by a certain something specifically, I could, like, let's say just a standard corner out concept. So something like this, classic corner out concept. Let's say you're getting beat with this. How do we probably counteract this? You could just man up the tight end with this linebacker. I would still hard flat over here, and then we could still use Juan Thornhill. So you just do it like this. I guess he's not manned up, but there we go. Now he is manned up, and this would be a good way to kind of counteract that. Now be careful when you're doing this because you are leaving the middle of the field to yourself. Keep that in mind. But again, the coverage is going to be pretty solid on that play. And like, if we just try to hit this corner out against, let's just run this play stock and try to hit the corner out against just a pressed outside third. And this is the play stock. We actually get instant pressure. So if he quick snaps you, you can get pressure. That's not going to happen on every play. But I mean, that's a difficult pass to make, clearly. And I don't even think I pressed on that play. So if we press, and you see he's getting all sorts of actually bumped by our linebacker in that position, which is definitely some good news. Like if he's getting bumped, we're perfectly good with that. Going back to just the first setup here. And again, you could curl flat on the left too. I like having the hard flat to defend those like backside drags because you can't, specifically against like a bunch, you can't afford to do that. Now that I would recommend this defense probably a little bit better against bunch than something like trips, but it could work for both. You just got to use creativity. So boom. Jordan Love just had the greatest pocket presence ever there as a CPU, but yeah, that's a pretty good way to run it. And obviously you could simulate a complete man coverage look, and let's actually show what it looks like on base aligned for a few plays. So let's go default. And again, you would want auto flip on. Keep that in mind. Let's go with corner strike just to throw in a different setup here. Now, if you're going with this makes it a little bit easier to man up those certain players. So I could just straight up man up Jaden Reed over here. I would probably go quarter for sure over here on the right if I'm not base aligned. Oh my lord, look at how fast we got the pressure there. And the way that the curl flat actually plays on the right there is not as awful as you may think. Look at the flat route. That's defended very well. The corner out, it gets open a little bit. So that's why I would probably be base aligned against bunch, because that's a throwable route for sure. You can easily throw that to the right. Again, that's something you got to watch out for. But when you get the pressure like this, Myles Garrett loops 3 and Zadarius Smith, just absolutely disgusting. And that is the way it's done. So if you guys did enjoy this video, want more blitzes, want more defenses, let me know also what ebooks you want down below. If you could, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel down below, and peace. I'm out of here.